I was listening to a podcast called LeVar Burton Reads, and in it, LeVar Burton reads. He reads things that he enjoys, short stories, and this particular episode, he was reading a short story called Jump. It was an interesting story, and he had some interesting commentary toward the end of it. But something he said at the very end just really got me thinking, and maybe kind of sad to think about. Was he began to talk about the state of the world and how we needed essentially we needed some sort of miracle or some sort of outside force, some sort of higher power or aliens or something to help us. And he says something along the lines of, we need a savior who will come and smack us in the face and set us right, something like that. And then he, finishes by saying, but you know what, that kind of help's not coming. Really, we're the ones who have to do it. And it's odd, first off, because he kind of recognizes that we need an outside force to help us do it, that we're not doing it by ourselves, that we can't save ourselves, that we do need a savior. But he doesn't recognize that savior's already come, and that savior didn't smack us in the face, but set an example for us and was smacked in the face and crucified for our sake. And even today, I think we, in the words we say about him, the ways that we reject him, and the things we do, we smack our Savior in the face. Though he came down and he loved us and set an example for us and made a way for us to be saved. I think about John 1, where it says that he was in the world, and the world did not recognize him, though it was made through him. How he came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. And then it gives this wonderful news that to all who receive him, to those who believe in his name, he gave the right to be called children of God. And his message, the things he was saying, was that the fulfillment of all God has wanted from us, the law and the prophets, is to love the Lord your God with your heart, soul, mind, and strength, all you are and everything you have left. And then he said the second thing that would fulfill all the law and prophets, second greatest commandment, is to love your neighbor as yourself. And when people ask, well, who's my neighbor? Jesus tells a story to confirm that our neighbor is even that person that we think is no good, that person who is for us the enemy, that person we don't like, who thinks differently and dresses differently and acts differently, and there's no way that there's anything good with that person. Well, not only is that person our neighbor, but that person might be fulfilling the call to love your neighbor as yourself better than we are, so we could learn something from people who are different from us. Jesus not only tells us what are the two greatest commandments, he gives a new commandment to his disciples. He says, a new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you. He had just finished washing their feet. The creator of the universe, having all the authority of heaven and earth, bent down and served and washed the feet of his disciples. And then he was crucified and died for their sake. And I don't know, I feel like LeVar Burton isn't the only one looking around and recognizing we need something, we need a savior. And then I don't know, I get the feeling he's encountered the story of Jesus. He's encountered Christianity in some way. I may be wrong, but here's the Savior, the one you've been asking for, and you're saying, well, we need a Savior who's going to slap us in the face and set us right. And here's this one who died and set an example for you and made a way for you to be right, and you don't accept him. And I think the thing is, we only want a Savior if that Savior is going to save us in the way we think is appropriate. If the only ones who are getting straightened out are everybody else, I don't know, just yeah, made me think, made me sad.